I'm telling you right now, I just saw a horror movie, and if the actress that was the star of this movie doesn't get nominated for an Academy Award, I'm going to be pissed off. Old school scares, I just saw Pearl, the prequel to X, which was Ty West's 70s slasher / adult theme movie that he came out with earlier this year, and this is the prequel that sets up the main character in that movie, Pearl, and it stars Mia Goth again, and it's amazing. It's some of the best acting I've ever seen. I'm going to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to try to give you a quick review with as little spoilers as possible because I think you need to see this in the theater yourself. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's great. It is a slow burn movie. The first hour plays out like a drama without a ton of stuff happening, and I would recommend if you struggle with slow burn movies, and I think about like movies like The Exorcist or a similar version to that, even Psycho, if you struggle with that, please sit through this. The acting is great. The storytelling is amazing. It's very topical to today. You know, I didn't even think about this, but it takes place at the end of World War I, which is also in the middle of the Spanish flu. So it's very topical with the pandemic, with masks and people being afraid to bring the germs back in the house. All that stuff's topical today as well. But Mia Goth gives one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen. And you notice I didn't put the stipulation in a horror movie, just period. Amazing. I am blown away by her work in this movie. I was curious when I got out of the theater and see if other people felt the same way I did. So the first hit I did was Google Mia Goth amazing, and Variety is also saying the same thing, that she deserves consideration for an Academy Award nomination. And I hope she gets one because she absolutely deserves it. Ty West has done an amazing job. The closest I can think to acting like this in another movie to someone going into that psychosis that she goes into in this movie would be Norman Bates in Psycho, but I think it's even more fleshed out in this movie. And I think just to see the descent from her, from this lonely person into someone who just into utter madness is amazing. The deaths all feel really powerful in the movie because you feel for these characters. You've been built up along with them. There's not a single superficial death in the movie, I don't think, and you're genuinely feeling for these characters when something happens to them, but you'll also feel for the antagonist in the movie because you know that Pearl is not mentally right, and so you actually feel bad for her as it's all occurring. You know that she doesn't want to be an evil person, and she's just, something isn't quite right in her life. Wow. I don't want to go too much deeper into it because I don't want to give you any spoilers in the movie. I would just tell you that you need to see this in the big screen, and shame on us. I just went and saw this on a Thursday night at 7:20. I was the only person in the theater. Let's go out into the theater and see the horror movies, and we're not going to have them in the theater going forward anymore. It's going to be our own damn fault. So go out and see Pearl, go see Barbarian, go see Halloween Kills when it comes out. Let's support the horror movies that are coming out. We owe it to the community. They're great. So with that being said, I'm not going to give you too much more. I would just ask, if you haven't so far, hit that like and subscribe button. As always, stay scary, and we'll talk to you soon.